It is a beautiful, beautiful day here on Come On Mountain. And I am finally able to get some stuff done around here. Today, I'm going to take the plywood that we got for the pump house there, go ahead and set it up over here. The wind has blew down my little table there. I got old Coco, the yard goat, coming to see what I'm up to this morning. Coco, what are you doing? Are you gonna do the burning? You walked right up there like you knew that's what I was about to do. Yes, jealous, but we see you. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We see you. You're gonna get some attention too. But I'm gonna put the plywood, lean it up against here or lean it up against here, so probably right here. Just lean it up there, burn one side of it. I'm not burning both sides. Stack it up, go ahead and get all of that burnt. I'm not gonna burn it all today because it's supposed to rain tomorrow and Saturday. So I'm gonna burn enough to get me started in the pump house where the outdoor kitchen is gonna be out here. That way I can start working on putting the kitchen together tomorrow while it's raining. So let's go ahead and get a couple of pieces over here and get the torch fired up and start burning. You ready, Midnight? Yeah? Good morning. Look at Domino. Happy animals I got around here, guys. Happy animals. Even old curious Coco. All right, guys, I got the 4 laid out here. I picked the best size to burn. This is just some cheap 1/4-inch plywood. It's basically going to be like a real thick paneling over the pump house there. And I should make it look pretty good. I've never burnt this plywood before, so I'm kind of curious to see what it's going to look like. But we're going to get it done, get the torch fired up, and go ahead and make this happen. All right, guys, let's take a look at the first one. I didn't burn it very dark. I want to try to keep it as light as possible with the burn characteristics in it, because that is going to be a pretty dark room. It's only going to have one light in there, so it's not going to have a ton of lighting. So I want to try to keep it as light as possible, so when I do turn the light on, it'll reflect off the walls as much as possible. You can kind of see the difference with them side by side. I had to lay the propane tank down because it's not getting enough pressure, because it's almost empty. And as you can see, it done frosted up the whole hose and connections and everything. So I'm going to let it defrost. I'm just going to do one sheet at a time and try to get all of this propane out of there, because with these little ones, they don't like to kind of separate how much gas is in there when they fill it up. They pretty much just charge you for a full one most of the time. The only place that doesn't is over there in Boonville. So all right, well, I'll bring y'all back on time lapse and we'll knock the rest of these 3 out. And just like that, we got it. Look how different all the patterns are on all of these boards. This one right here is one of my favorites. I'm probably going to use this one somewhere where I can kind of highlight it. This is probably going to be above the cabinets for the kitchen there as like the backsplash. I really like this pattern. It looks really cool. All right guys, now we're going to get the sawhorses set up. Go ahead and get them in place here, and then I need to clean out the pump house. I'm going to take the freezer, put it inside the cabin. I'm going to pull the refrigerator out for right now and clear up that area, because the main walls that I'm wanting to do right now is this back wall right here and these two little side pieces on each side that's got the butcher block tops are going to slide into, and that's the first wall of the kitchen. So I'd like to try to get that up and get that done. That way, whenever it's raining, I could put together the cabinets and stuff and go ahead and put those in place, and then maybe start moving the water lines and the hot water heater and stuff while it's raining for the next 2 days. That way I can finish sheeting the rest of the pump house. All right, let's get this thing cleaned out. All right guys, we got it cleaned out. Got the freezer out, the refrigerator out. Got everything picked up here. Now when it starts raining tomorrow, I'm gonna move all of this plumbing. I'm gonna move this over, rather to that corner or that wall, and I might put that up underneath it or above it. I'm gonna try to isolate all of this into the corner over here, opening up all of this space right here as well, and a little bit right here. All right guys, let's get the sawhorses set up and get ready to take some measurements, and let's cut some plywood. I don't have the best blade on here. We'll see if it'll work. If not, I got a Diablo blade out there somewhere I'll switch it out to, but this is pretty thin, so let's hope it works. All right, I'm gonna be laying down the boards on this back wall horizontally. I'll run one all the way across there. It'll come up 4 foot, and then I'll put the other one up here and run it across there. Then we'll go ahead and put these on. All right, let's pull some measurements and get to cutting. All right, this end right here is the one that's got the most wood putty stuff that they put on here. So I'm gonna cut this in. That'll work. All right, first piece is up, looks real good. Now I need to pull the measurements right here. I need to pull this nail out the wall, and this ended up being 2 cuts. I'll have to cut the long end, and then I'll have to cut the low end right there. All right, we'll get our first measurement. I think that turned out quite well. Really, really good. Now I need to get the 2 sides, and then I'll put the roof piece on right here. And then the little outdoor kitchen area will be plywooded, and I will probably polyurethane it as well. That way it's easier to clean up. Because if I leave it raw wood like that with me cooking there and food gets on there, it end up staying in it. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far though. All right, let's pull a couple more measurements and go ahead and cut. Maybe I can use some of that scrap that I just cut off the other one. We'll see. All right guys, I got the first side done. It turned out really good. I'm not gonna go any further right now. I'm gonna have to cut out for that light. I'm gonna have to get the jigsaw out. And like I said earlier, I wanna move all of this over here to this corner. That'll open up this whole corner right here for me to be able to utilize for the outdoor kitchen right now. And in the future, some kind of sand filter system that'll end up going right here. I'm still gonna have to put some cut pieces right here and then put a couple full sheets right here. And I don't know what I'm gonna need to do there. I gotta move this concrete board wherever the hot water heater is going. I got that there just for fire protection. But it turned out really nice. I did use a little bit of corner bead right there, and I went ahead and put one of the 1x4s up there just to carry the theme from the bathroom into here, and it also helps hide the gaps a little bit in between the pieces of plywood. This is just a pump house, so it ain't gonna be too crazy, but it's turning out real nice. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. All right guys, next step is to polyurethane it all. All right guys, we got it. I'm gonna put one more coat on, but I got the first coat on. Let me get out of the way here so the lighting's a little bit better. That polyurethane really brings out that texture in the burnt wood. Looks really good. I did end up splitting this board right here a little bit, and if it wasn't a pump house, I'd probably change it out. But also those upper cabinets that I got is actually going to screw onto this, so it'll never be seen. But I like it. It looks good.
Caught behind my Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I've become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go and burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the foam, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may. Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep. So long, farewell, bye-bye. Let's have a toast for those lost old eyes. And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding, an easy kill, gonna leave it all behind. I think it's time for me to go and burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the fold, pulling stitches. Time to let.
All right, guys, I got the rest of the plywood that I have burned up. Turned out nice. 4 more sheets. It takes a little while for this plywood to burn, but it turns out pretty good. All right, guys, I've decided to go ahead and put a couple of coats of poly on while they're laying on the ground. The smell in the tiny house is pretty strong, and I've had the doors open, as you can see, and windows all day long, and it's still pretty strong. So I think it's gonna be better just to go ahead and put it on out here. So let's go ahead and get the camera set up and start doing a little poly. Come on. All right, guys, I got 2 coats of poly on there, and as you can see, the sun is setting behind me, so I got it done just in time. Turned out really nice though. Look at all this different character in this wood. This one right here is probably my favorite one. Let's go ahead and walk in there and see how the other one looks now that it's been drying. I really wished I had better lighting in here, but I don't. Oh. There we go. But I will have better lighting here soon, because right there when I put this next piece of wood up, I will also be putting the light in. But I think that's going to be about it for today, guys. I'll pick y'all back up in the morning. I got to go live here in about 30 minutes. Whew, around the clock here on Come On Homesteading. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, guys, good morning. Well, we are back at it. I ran to Russellville this morning and got some more plywood because I realized that I did not have enough plywood to finish the project. Mike's already out here burning. Look at those colors, guys. Those right there are already done. Can you believe that this little 1/4 inch plywood is $30 a sheet, guys? $30 a sheet. I also went ahead and got a couple more 1x4s for the trim for the bathroom, just to make sure that I got enough. And I also picked up the other shelf for the kitchen that'll be on a later video. They didn't have one. I ordered 2. They had one in stock, didn't have the other one, so I had to wait for it to come in. They called me yesterday and said it was ready, and I needed to get some wood, so I decided to go ahead and pick that up this morning as well. Whew, and we're also going to burn down that today as well, but that'll be in a future video. Let's go say hi to Mike this morning. Good morning, welcome back to the mountain.
Morning! Ain't nothing like a little fire on the mountain.
Yeah, a little fire. We're gonna have a lot of fire on the mountain today.
Right?
Told them they gotta wait for a later video for that, but
yeah,
we're starting it on fire today.
We got a little fire for you.
Fire! All right, he's just about finished with that, guys. Then we're gonna go ahead and start that fire so we can start burning before we disconnect all the plumbing, just in case we need it. Come on. And then we'll go ahead and get some polyurethane on this plywood here. That way it can be drying while we're working inside the pump house today. All right, guys, finally got that fire going behind me. Ooh, it was wet and it fought me. Literally took about 2.5, 3 hours to actually get it to where it'll burn now. Yeah, wasn't expecting that, but while I was doing that, Mike went ahead and burned all that. And polyurethane it. So it's gonna sit out here and dry. As you can see, it's very cheap wood. It's already starting to bow a little bit, just like that did. But we're gonna go ahead and take the measurements. Kind of got off schedule today with the fire. Was wanting to get all the walls up today. Well, that's not gonna happen. But Mike will be at Mama V's tomorrow.
Another round.
So what we're gonna do is try to get this roof section done, because that's really the hardest part for me. I could do the walls with no problem. So we're gonna go ahead and measure this out, go ahead and get this light cut out. Yeah. What is this? Oh, this is for the light.
That's the wire to the light.
That's the wire to the light. All right, so we're gonna get this laid out, get this cut out, get this one in here. Mike will go ahead and install the light.
Get her done.
And that way I don't have to use that light for the rest of the project.
You'll have a switch.
And then, yep, and a switch. And then tomorrow I will go ahead and do the walls and all that other stuff. So let's grab the tape measure and get this thing popping. 6'11.5". Well, let's hope I got it right, because if not, it's a $30 mistake. Let's get the jigsaw and a little paddle bit so I can get a little hole started, and we'll cut it out. Buried in there deep. Well, now that that's out of the way, we are all clear to grab the board. Got it? Yep.
Ooh, this thing is tight.
Go up.
Well, that one fought you.
Yeah. Tennis elbow. Tennis elbow. Yeah.
30 love. 30 love.
But my cut was right. So I guess now Mike can hook the light up, because I want to see it work.
Let's turn this light on, guys. All right, guys, we're going to be putting in this halo LED right here. Let's open it up and get it going. Also wanted to show you my knife that Anthony got me for Christmas right here. This Gerber right here. It's really nice. Now that's a knife. So right here, guys, this light actually uses these braces on the side, and this slides right up in there and kind of just holds itself on top. So the box that's up there is not needed. I'm gonna go ahead and take the box down and get this light installed.
Well, moment of truth.
Bam!
Bam!
Hey!
I'll definitely be changing out this light. That ain't very much light.
No, because that was an after buy, remember?
I just screwed up.
And I wasn't paying attention when you got it.
Probably what I'm gonna end up doing is buying one of those, like we got in the tiny house.
Yeah.
And those put out pretty decent light, and that would light this remote real good. Because I'm gonna be cooking in here, so I want pretty good light.
You're gonna want way
But for
more
right
light.
now, it's fine. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. It's gonna make it to where I don't have to use that light anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that light's
Okay.
not too
Okay.
bad. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Well, I am gonna pass you the candlestick and go to the bus stop and grab the kids.
Time to get the kiddos. All right, guys. Mike got the kiddos. We're gonna put that last roof piece in right there. That way, all I have left to do is the 3 walls. But there's a lot of plumbing that's got to move before that can happen. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's get some measurements.
Some cut piece. Ah.
This stuff at $30 a piece, you want to use every bit that you can.
That's right. Here, I got you. You got it. Hercules, Hercules. Oh, we'll just have to hit that with the lacquer, huh?
Yeah.
81.5.
Gracias.
De nada.
Lift up on that end. Okay, just a little bit. Good enough. Take that in, break it at about a foot to where there's actually chalk.
Gotcha. Looking good. I like it.
That's all I need.
Oh, take her in, I guess.
Sealing is done. I'm gonna have to polyurethane that little piece, but it is what it is. It's dark and it wouldn't have dried. So we went ahead and slammed it up while I got help. But that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Thank you, Mike. And I'll see y'all in the morning.